baby Hailey, a girl with camera and a dream, and it's kind of lit all week long. Thank you guys for tuning into the Baby Hailey Show. This episode is going to be all about self-love. So yeah, let's get right into the episode. The first current event I have for you guys is in baby eyebrow waxing news. Two mothers claim that their nursery waxed their children's unibrow. Like, just straight up went like this. Let me just read the story for you guys. Two mothers share their story on Facebook alleging that the same daycare waxed the hair between their children's eyebrows. But the Boys and Girls Club, which runs the Pasco daycare, said the allegations are unsubstantiated. Now, one of the mothers, Alisa Salgado, who claimed her girl's slight unibrow was waxed last week, is saying there's no way the daycare's internal review and conclusion could be thorough. That's not okay. It's not enough time for a proper investigation, she said, after learning about the Boys and Girls Club statement. If they want to go around, that's fine. I'm willing to go to bat for my daughter. The state's Department of Early Learning says there was enough concern to open an investigation and expects to issue formal response in about a month. Salgado claims that when she picked up her nearly 2-year-old child from daycare on Thursday, she saw what she described as a telltale red mark between the little girl's eyebrows. When she looked more closely, the mother said she saw that someone had removed some of her baby hairs. She was outraged that anyone would think it is okay to alter something on the body of another person's child, and also it hurt to think that the staff was critiquing her daughter's appearance. I gave birth to her. This is a quote. I gave birth to her, and the way she came out is perfect, she said in a telephone interview. I love my baby the way she is. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like this had to happen. Like, if two different parents are claiming the same thing, then, something's up. Like, if it was just one parent and maybe she's a little paranoid. But since it was two parents and, she has pictures of a red mark, I'm thinking they waxed this girl's eyebrows. Like, I'm really thinking that. And if this happened to me, like, I know my mom would be pissed off too, because, like, who does that? Like, that's not okay. That's not a thing. That should not be a thing. You can't just be going around here waxing children's eyebrows off. Come on now. The second current event is a man who posted on Facebook, "The first person to kill me gets everything I own." Let me read more about it for you guys. An Australian man who posted an online advertisement for someone to kill him in exchange for everything he owns has received an overwhelming response from social media users. The man has chosen not to identify, put the hit out on his own life via a Facebook page called Gold Coast Buy, a sell and swap with easy rules on Monday. I will pay someone with everything I own for one favor. Anyone interested? He wrote. He went on to list his valuables, which included a $300 TV, Xbox One 360, PlayStation 2, about 100 games, 60 DVDs, 2 laptops. All that if one person grants my request, he wrote. Not a joke, the favor is simple. Kill me. First of all, you don't have a lot of stuff, honey. This is like about $1,000. You got a $300 TV, and then an Xbox, and then a PlayStation 2. A PlayStation 2. I have a PlayStation 4, and that thing's over there collecting dust. The final current event hits home, honey. Teenager's wig got snatched off at her school. An act of bullying caught on camera at Williamson County High School has gained attention online and forced the victim's mother to speak out. Just roll the clip.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. In an instant, one high school prank put a local teen in the spotlight after those pictures and video went viral on social media.
News Channel 5's Jonquil Newland spoke with the victim and shows us how she is turning this into a powerful movement of self-love.
One Franklin family is using an incident that happened here at Franklin High School on Friday as a way to bring awareness and hopefully stop bullying. 16-year-old Lauren Williams, or Lulu for short, has found a bolt of confidence with her new hair, or rather lack of it. But before Friday, it wasn't like this. Lauren suffers from eczema and psoriasis and always relied on a wig to help her feel beautiful. As fate would have it, a cruel prank and a $5 bet at school forced Lauren to face her fears.
It was awful.
She was comforting a friend in the hallway when
this guy just runs by, yanks off my wig, and keeps running, like throws it somewhere.
The incident was recorded by another student and posted on social media. The wig was glued and pinned to Lauren's scalp. She was left with chunks of her hair missing, but the pain was much more than physical. She says she was tormented by a student with a camera as she tried to hide in the bathroom.
She followed me in there, was laughing, videotaping over the stall.
I was so angry.
Lauren's mom, Michael.
They all got together and just planned to humiliate her, and that was funny to them. And to me, it's not funny. It's not a joke.
They're still waiting to hear back from school officials. When we reached out, we received a statement saying in part it's being investigated and, quote, this type of behavior can never be tolerated at school. In addition to school discipline, Williamson County School prosecutes delinquent behavior to the fullest extent of the law.
Their punishment today was in-school suspension, which is no worse than detention.
After the incident, Lauren decided to send a strong message by shaving her head.
My hair was one of my biggest insecurities, so I felt like he had taken my power and I wanted it back. Beauty is not defined by the number of strands on your head.
In Franklin, Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
The Williams tell us they plan to prosecute the students involved to the fullest extent of the law.
And you know what? I actually wear wigs, like, not wigs, but like hair pieces, like hair extensions a lot. Most people don't notice, but I do. Like, actually some people notice. Some people notice, but I'm not really comfortable with my hair sometimes, and sometimes it's just a matter of like I don't feel like doing it, and having natural black hair is a lot of work. Like, I have to clear it out every night, I have to condition it, I have to put treatments in it, and it's a lot of work. So that's why I just prefer to keep it in braids and just like stick a bun on it and call it a day, because that's a lot of work. This is like a really empowering story because like I wouldn't have the guts to shave off all of my hair. Like, I don't really like my hair, but that's because growing up people always told me that my hair wasn't beautiful. But recently, as I've gotten a little older, I realized that my hair is beautiful, that I am beautiful, and that, you know, just because my hair isn't curly and long doesn't mean it's not beautiful, because like I don't have like long curly loose curled hair like that what black people in the black community or anywhere will call beautiful. I have like the nappy hair that nobody wants, that nobody wants to tame and deal with. So therefore I thought that my hair wasn't beautiful. Like, I wanted long curly hair, but obviously that's not possible for me unless I get a wig or something. But you know, here recently I've learned that my hair is beautiful, and that's the bottom line. Like, just because my hair doesn't look like everybody else's, that means I'm different. That means that I'm different from everybody else, and that this is what makes me unique. This is what makes me special. And I'm proud to say that I don't like that my hair, I'm black, I'm beautiful, I have natural hair, and I'm just being me. Like, this is how I was born, and I'm just gonna love my hair. Next up, we have an interview with Amir X, and he, to be honest, he's just like everywhere. Like, he's involved in modeling Bermuda, the fashion festival, all that good stuff in Bermuda, and he's like really involved in that fashion culture, and he is like, honestly, It's pretty cool. So roll the clip.
Hey, well, my name is Amir X, and basically, a lot of people know me from my modeling career, although I'm a producer and creative director now, and I own my own ad agency. But I think the more fun, exciting part of me that most teenagers will find is the modeling career that I've shared that spanned over 12 years.
So tell me a little bit about your modeling career then.
Okay. Well, basically, I was working as a dancer in New York, and I then transferred from being a dancer to a model, and my agency sent me to South Africa. I had the privilege of working with Michael Jackson and Mariah Carey and Seal, and with those names under my belt allowed me to garner, bigger agents, better castings, bigger jobs, campaigns. So, yeah.
How do you feel about the model industry in Bermuda? Like, how does that affect you?
Well, basically, what I've intended to do throughout my career is to inspire people to actually go away and to do what I did. Wing it. You beat the street. Go from agency to agency. I mean, there's not much that Bermuda can offer you opposed to outside of the scenery. You can do nice photo shoots, exotic photo shoots here in Bermuda to take, as a test book to an agent in New York, but New York, Paris, London, Milan is where you have to actually go to make it happen. So I'm saying all that to say that there's not very many opportunities that are going to be lucrative here in Bermuda. What you can do is use it as a developmental ground to learn how to pose, learn your square when it comes to staying in one position and turning your head in various directions to give a different image.
What do you offer to teenagers in Bermuda?
In the past, what I've done, and I've done a series of lip sync competitions that assisted teenagers with, self-confidence. They may not have known how to sing, but because they had a favorite artist that they could lip sync would give them the confidence because they already had the showmanship. But to actually reinforce them with, getting on stage and performing someone else's voice in front of a lot of people would have reinforced a better self-esteem level and things of that nature. Now, basically, I own a fashion week, Bermuda International Collections. So I fly in international models and I mix them up with the local models so that these internationals can lend, experience and give, words of advice to the locals.
Okay.
And after I graduated from high school, I went away to university, and with that, I actually just wanted to be in the entertainment industry. Now, when it comes to me benefiting the local talent and how to get involved, is most people, they give me a call, and I just share with them the reality of the industry, and rejection is a part of any audition you might go to or any job that you might be a part of.
So what university did you study at and what did you study in?
Okay, I think, I graduated from Rutgers University with a degree in accounting, business management and marketing, and hence I have an ad agency, but the advice that I want to give to everyone is that you try to go to school first. Learn all you can first. There's a lot of young models in the industry. They start at 14, and that's really, really young because they don't want the models very smart. I did it opposite. I got an education first so that I understood what a contract was. So I would say, if you want to go into the entertainment industry, even if you're going to be a social media personality, like yourself, like herself, learn as much as you can so that you understand industry jargon. When they're speaking to you with industry language outside of what you're speaking when you meet your classmates in school or even on the street, there's a certain communication that's a part of every industry, and you learn how to adapt when you take various courses in school, right? And the biggest lesson in university is outside of the lecture hall. It's not all the book stuff that they teach you to be a robot. It's interacting with a variety of people.
So when you were younger, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
Well, I was told that I should have been an accountant, and that's why I went to school for accounting. But I think I was born to be a dancer and an entrepreneur. My family has a long line of entrepreneurs. When I was like 5, I had a lemonade stand in the States. I sold lemonade for 5 cents up to 25 cents. And that when you start seeing that in yourself, or if parents see that in their children, that's just a sign of where that child is headed. I mean, a lot of boys here are geared towards cricket and football, but not all of them really want to do that, for a living. They want to do other things. So pay attention to what your inner voice says to you. That's the advice that I want to give to, because right now you're going to be the next or better version of Wendy Williams. You're going to be very positive. You're going to have, a lot of personality. I can already tell that you want to be involved with entertainment, whether it be in front of the camera, behind the camera. Diversify your interests and do both.
Yeah. Well, for me, I really don't know what I want to be. I know what I like. I like to dance. I like to play the violin. I like to film YouTube videos. But where I'm going with that, I don't know, because I'm scared to follow. I'm scared to be a dancer because I don't want to be broke. I'm scared to be a violinist because, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So I'm just no,
you can't think she can't think like that now, because she could be one of Beyonce's dancers and they get paid very, very well. I mean, in me working with Michael Jackson for 2 weeks, he paid me very well. And with having him under my belt, then that's his reputation lent to me for me to get more work. So you have to think that way. Be very optimistic about what you naturally, possess as a talent, because you can wind up being, I forget the Vanessa, whatever her name is. She plays the violin. She came out with an album. You never know where it could lead you, and you could be a triple threat, dancer, violinist, television personality. Diversify your interests. Dive into all those things that make you excited, that make you tick. You know what I mean? Don't second guess yourself. When it comes to, how tall are you?
5 foot.
You're 5 foot? Oh, she's short. Very short. But you know what? There's a lot of artists that hire dancers that are between 5 and 5'5". Giving you an example, Janet. I've always wanted to work with Janet Jackson, but I was too tall for Janet. But Michael Jackson always wanted guys that were taller than him. I was taller than him, so I got Michael, which is a better job anyway. But you, because you're short, your limbs have less, what do you call it? They don't have to travel that far because your limbs are that short. So when you kick your leg up, it appears as though you're kicking higher than I would be, because your limbs are shorter. They're shorter.
It's the opposite.
What I'm trying to say, it's less effort.
Oh yeah.
It's less effort for you. You understand?
Yeah.
It's less effort for you. My legs, yes, they're longer, but because your limbs are more manageable. Let's say it that way.
Okay.
More manageable. All your movements are gonna seem effortless. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, there are a lot of artists like not Christina Aguilera. What's the new one? What's her name? No, the other one. Dun, 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 dun. Focus.
I really don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember her name, but anyway, she's short and she hires short dancers. So there's lots of opportunities for you in every area of your personal interest. And so because you're on television, people are watching you. So when people watch you and you excite their spirit, they begin to follow you. You have the power then to inspire them. So be mindful of what you say to yourself, because with what you say to yourself, you believe. And if you're saying that you're not going to make it, you won't.
Yeah.
And then you'll mislead those that you've created as your followers, because it's all about social media right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because I believe in you. You're gorgeous. You're very pretty. Isn't she pretty, y'all? Look at her again. Look at her. You're very pretty, beautiful hair. I see you got your boots on with your heels.
I get a lot of hate usually. Well, people will never say anything to your face. They would never ever come up to me and say things to my face. But I'm an eavesdropper, so I'm listening to everything. I hear everything, and you know what? I just learned just to
block it out. Like Vivica Fox says, back there, keep it back there. My thing is, when people react to you and it doesn't seem favorable, people are not going to waste their time on nothing. All right?
Yeah.
So if they're focused on your life and not their own, that's just a representation that you're doing something great. So what you need to do is, with the negative that you receive, turn it around and reanalyze it and say to yourself, well, why are they worried about me when they have their own things to worry about? It's because what you're doing is more captivating. It's more stimulating. All right, because people don't waste their time on nothing. Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah, and so when it comes to the hate thing, you be mindful of what you say to yourself as well. And think of it as a deep admiration. They have a deep admiration for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's really important for teenagers to know.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink at Rhiannon. Don't worry about those haters.
Because the thing is also you have to be mindful of what you're going to attract, because when you start putting that into the universe, you're going to start to attract more of that opposition. You know what I'm trying to say? And you don't. It's always good to use them as a judgment tool as to where you're at, as long as you keep the outcome positive for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
And see, and you're still young, and you know you're impressionable and things of that sort. And there's a lot of things going on social media that's going to twist the meaning or representation of the good stuff that you should be taking in, because it's so into, oh, I got haters. No.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a follower. Be a leader, even if it's a leader of yourself. You got fans. Yeah, turn around. You got fans. You're gorgeous. Got your lip gloss on.
I mean, they hate the way I dress. They hate the way I act.
You have a very beautiful figure. You have a very beautiful figure, and I know it's effortless. It's effortless, you know. And so when you have individuals that are going to respond to you in an unfavorable way because of the way you look, your hair situation, natural hair is amazing. Okay,
yes.
And so you get people that get paid for certain attributes of themselves. So if you have great hair and you're young, and this video goes viral, and people they say, okay, well I want to sponsor your show, which means more money for you, right? Learn how to turn things into dollars and make sense.
In the industry, outside of the way you look, how can you get the job?
Great question. Very good question. A lot of people seem to think that their beauty is going to always get them or book them the job, and that's not it. It's what's on the inside. It's the personality. And a lot of the times, you know, they might be looking for a peach disguised as an apple or a banana, all right? Okay. Because a lot of bananas will come to, I have to make that analogy because it makes it more simple. There's a lot of beautiful people in the world. What's going to separate you being a beautiful person from the next one? Your personality. Exactly. You know, and at the same time, one thing that's very important is for you to love the skin that you're in, because although you might have a big butt, a really big butt, and you're supposed to be a 0, a 00, not larger than a 4, but you're an 8. Love that 8, because you could help change the perception of someone that they thought was looking for a 4, but you're a pleasant, positive 8 in terms of your personality. You're beautiful from the inside, and that's what got me lots of jobs. I got a lot of work. My career's been very successful, and I'm very thankful.
Okay, so do you have any advice for teenagers? Like any specific advice that you really want to? Well,
what a lot of teenagers nowadays are desperate to get into the industry, or desperate for attention, or desperate to be a star, and will do anything to get there. Be very careful. Because when you get into the industry, you're offered all kinds of drugs, the abuse of alcohol, sex, you know, and unprotected sex. All that is a no-no, all right? So be very mindful of being thirsty. Because when you're thirsty, people can actually see that and they capitalize and exploit that, all right? I've been offered loads of drugs. And I'm not going to, you know, chastise anyone for making a decision other than what mine was, because, you know, you're going to make a decision that's best for you, and you're going to learn from what might be a mistake. Certain ones of us, we buy, and certain ones of us borrow experiences. Borrow as many experiences as you can, and listen to someone that's giving you advice that's actually walked that walk. Not to say that you cannot create your own path, but within you creating your own path, be very, very, very careful, especially as a teenager, because you're very vulnerable and you're not well seasoned yet as to, you know, the variety of things that can happen to you.
Okay, and how would you recommend someone like finding their way, like finding what they want to do, or finding who they want to be, or what they want to be when they grow up?
When you're young, I'm going to say try it all.
Okay.
I'm going to say try it all. because the moment that you try something and it doesn't work with your system, and I say like a hobby or a job or something, work at Ice Queen, or work at the specialty inn, or work at the gas station. Try it all, because it's going to be a job that you're going to try that's not going to agree with you. You're going to know that that's not for you. But you'll never know if you don't try. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even when it comes, look, ice cream, you might like strawberry, you might like chocolate. Try them all. You might like butter pecan. You might like a mix of both. You know what I'm saying? So don't shorten the availability of options. Create as many options as possible so that you know that when you make that decision, it's the right one.
Next up, we have an interview with Miss Danilee Trott, who is Jada Trott's mom, and she really talks about how the fashion industry in Bermuda can really empower children and can really empower teenagers and not bring them down, if breaking the stigma of fashion and modeling. So roll the clip.
My name is Danilee Trott. I'm the event project manager for the City of Hamilton and also the executive producer of Bermuda Fashion Festival. I'm Jada Trott's mom, former student at Summersfield Academy, and she did her personal project last year, so I'm very happy to do this interview for you. I've been the executive producer of Bermuda Fashion Festival for the last 8 years. We created it initially to be an outlet for retailers, models, designers in Bermuda, to give them exposure and experience in a field that otherwise doesn't provide much industry exposure. One of the things that I find with our models is that we often get teenagers out of high school that have not had experience previously with modeling. A lot of them lack self-confidence, lack self-esteem, lack personal style, or even the strength or the courage to step out and create their own style or be their own person. A lot of people are shy and afraid to do things in front of crowds. One of the great benefits of this event is that it creates personalities, or it helps to bring out personalities of teenagers. It gives them the opportunity to be themselves, to express themselves, to find their own unique personality that makes them special. It gives them the courage to do that. I think it's wonderful after an event is over and we have a model that does it for the very first time, and you get the thank you letters from the mom or from them or from their friends that say, how much they've changed and how much they've had the ability to be able to respect themselves more, appreciate themselves more, and just put themselves out there. So I think, fashion gives people the ultimate self-expression. The way you dress and the way that you present yourself as appearance, whether it be hair, makeup, clothing, shoes, the way you walk, the way you talk, it's all a reflection of yourself. So modeling and being a part of the fashion industry gives that opportunity to express yourself more freely. I think it is something that's definitely, some people can look at it as a positive, other people might see it as a negative if they're afraid to express themselves, and some people are afraid of fashion, or they're afraid to experience stepping out on a stage and putting themselves out there for fear of what people may think or what people may say or their opinions. But then it also can, like I said, have the exact opposite effect and really create bubbly and friendly and characteristic people that are unique.
And how can people get involved in fashion in Bermuda, like teenagers?
Sure. There are multiple ways. As a model, we have an open call model submission, which for this year, 2018, is happening on March 10th and 11th. And you come out in your uniform, you walk, you pose, and you just get a video taken, and then we have a selection process for the evolution, which is for the retailers. The designers actually select their models. So we shortlist the models, and then the designers select who they would like to be in the show. From a designer perspective, designers submit applications. And I think that's another way to actually relate to how fashion can also affect teens, is from a designer perspective. We've had multiple teenagers as designers that have come out and they've designed their own clothes and sewed them and been away and learned how production works and how to sell it, and it really gives you a completely different perspective of fashion. And I think it's definitely a unique perspective, and it's a special one. So the designers, they also have a great opportunity And then just people that come to the fashion show. You know, teenagers come, they see new styles, they see new ideas, they see what's possible when their friends step out if they weren't quite, you know, ready to do it themselves, or it's not something they choose to do, but they can appreciate it. So it's all different ways that fashion affects people, and how Bermuda Fashion Festival has affected the teen population in Bermuda.
And how has the fashion industry evolved from when you started from now, trying to inspire teenagers to be themselves?
I think every year it just gets a little more special, just because as things grow and as things create a reputation for themselves, the event has a reputation, it has a following, it's come to be known as the staple fashion event in Bermuda, and so it gains respect. And so I think the higher the level of the event has as a staple in the community, then people that participate get that same elevation. So it continues to grow. Fashion itself changes from year to year. It always will. You know, you have nostalgic fashion, you have, you know, the haute couture, and you know, you have grunge, and you have people that like things that are just really, really different or eclectic. Fashion will always change, it'll always be different, and I think what's more important is that people find their own sense of style and they're not afraid to express it.
Last up, I interviewed some of my friends and I asked them how they felt about their body and how they feel about accepting themselves for who they are. I also, you know, asked them to pick their favorite outfit, something that they feel beautiful in, and asked them to walk around City Hall and in the park. And honestly, can I just say that my friends are so beautiful. Like, you guys are so beautiful, all of you. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, I honestly think, like, sometimes I think that you guys forget how beautiful you are. And to, like, everybody who's watching, I just want to say that you are beautiful. That's it, like, bottom line.
How do you feel about your body?
Well, I'm usually very confident with my body image. I feel that my body image isn't hindered by social media. And although I'm not perfect and neither is my body, I feel that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Self-image means to me is the form of expressing yourself through like clothes or makeup and the way you appeal to others. Now with me, I try to dress a little bit different from others, trying new styles and stuff that might not really match my culture, but I've gotten a lot of criticism and how I get away from that is just being who I am and surrounding myself for people who accept me. So I also have a very hard time dressing myself with like what styles to wear and everything. So I often have my friends figure out an outfit just like Hailey has done for me today.
Over the years, I feel that social media hasn't taken a toll on how I feel about my body image, and I've not only learned to accept my body image, but to love and embrace every part of it.
Have you got criticized on social media?
I have gotten criticized on social media before, and I've learned not to just ignore it and not let it get the best of me, because I know that I know myself and I know who I am, so I'm not going to let somebody tell me what I'm not.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on my post notifications, and I will see you next episode. Bye!